Hello, is this thing on? I'm gonna wait for a few seconds or minutes just to wait to see if somebody else gets connected, and we'll get started soon. All right. Hi everyone, it's Nono here, and I want to welcome you to the first video of a series of live streams that I intend to do. And today we're just here to introduce the series, as I said, and see what this is going to be about, how it's going to work, and also just to give you a brief idea of the topics and the things that I might cover here, explain what, how, and why I'm doing this, right? So let me just open here a few slides, a presentation that I prepared, and we'll get going. All right. Okay, so as I introduced before, this is the first video of the live stream series. Let me just check one thing. Right. All right. I'm just testing here to see if the audio is working properly, to make sure I'm not muted or anything. All right. I'm just testing here to see if the... All right. It seems like we can get started. Okay. All right. So again, welcome to the first video of the live stream series. So this is, I've called it Nono.MA series so far because I don't have a better name yet. My name is Nono Martinez Alonso, as you might know who I am if you've got here through one of my links. Otherwise, that's my face. And this live stream is going to happen all on YouTube. And you know, it's really important if you get into it, or if you like it, if you're enjoying some of the content that I'm putting already on the channel, that you like some of the videos so more people can reach them, and also subscribe and click the bell if you want to get notified when there are new live streams and new videos. So today, as I said, I'm just testing the entire setup. So after I started doing some podcasting efforts around 3 years ago, I started acquiring a lot of stuff. So here I have things that you cannot see. I have a green screen behind me. I have a microphone here with a boom arm, which is basically a tripod for the microphone. I have a recorder. I have the screen, the webcam, and a lot of software that is working on my computer to be able to string and clean my audio and then upload it into YouTube with a live feed. The first thing that I want to do before starting is thank these two people. So Jose Luis Garcia del Castillo on the left and Daniel Shipman on the right. Daniel Shipman, I think, has inspired a lot of people not only to learn code, but also to teach other people how to do things related to design, coding, and art. And Jose Luis, we'll see some of their work or the things that they're trying to put online later. But Jose Luis has pushed me to start this live stream earlier than later. I've been working on this setup forever, and I just decided that this is going to be a thing I'm going to do. I'm just going to spend some time with you here and just want to see how it goes. So what's the live stream about? This live stream is something that I haven't yet completely figured out. I mean, this is the first time that I'm publicly going to share content live, and I'm open to suggestions, right? Some of the topics that we might cover, or I would like to cover here, are machine learning, design, code, workflow automation, habits, podcasting, sketching, writing, and more. I'll go into a bit more depth, not a lot today, in some of these topics on what I intend to cover and why. But, as you might know or not, I work full-time as a machine learning engineer, and I'm trained as an architect. So I'm a designer by training, but I don't really do that on my daily job. My daily job, I'm coding all the time, and I enjoy it. And I also do a lot of workflow automation and data processing. On the podcasting side, as I'll explain later, I try to learn about other people's habits, interview them, try to dissect their routines and what they do. And usually I found, and this is something that Roberto Molinos told me fairly recently, is that everyone that I interview happens to love what they do. That's something that also happens to me and maybe also happens to you. So I'll be sharing also habits or ways of doing, call them workflows or daily routines of things that I do here, mainly with the machine, with the computer, but maybe also things that might affect your life or you could implement in your daily routine. Sketching and writing is a project that goes with podcasting more and more, and it's just an effort that I put into doing storytelling. So just telling or sharing or capturing the experiences I go through, all the things I'm pondering about and thinking on, and expressing them on the form of hand drawings that I do from reality, and then also writing. So I write about many different things, but I'm trying to also make it a consistent thing in my life. And more is because, I didn't really know what the shape that this is going to take yet. I haven't decided fully the format. I haven't decided fully the content that's going to be, the length or anything. It's a really, really flexible format. And the most important question that I put it second, but it's the most important, is why am I doing this? Among other things, I enjoy everything that has to do with tech, and spending more time with a computer for me is not a problem. It's something that I tend to enjoy. But there are a few reasons that made me jump into this, right? The first one is, finding the time to do certain things. One of them is connecting with you. So trying to create a community and find people alike to me that enjoy these sort of things, hearing about the things that you want to learn more about, or learning from you and from your feedback and from your suggestions, creating tutorials. So this is going to be, I kind of juggle between many different things during the week. So I'm trying to reserve this span every week for me to be able to produce tutorials, and I intend to record all the tutorials that I produce in this block of time. That will, make it a bit clearer that if I want to produce tutorials, I'll just, schedule them or queue them in one of these blocks of time. Then automate workflows. So one of the things that I also want to do, or I do daily, is automate things that I do with the computer day after day. And I find that many times I spend time automating those. And many of those are things that not only for myself, but for anyone could be useful. One example I can think of right now is I have a really silly tool to automate the naming of my PDF receipts. I think we all have receipts, and if you want to store them in a given way, I've created a tool to automate that. So those things are things that I might also record and do live, and also learn. I tend to browse the internet and find many technologies that look appealing to me, but as you know, it's a big time investment to learn them. So the thing I'm going to try to do is learn them with you here live, at least some of them. I'll try to just if I want to try a new library or a new program or something, I might do it live. That way you can be behind my back and seeing what I'm doing, and I can learn in this block of time. The how. So I'm gonna just quickly take a look here, and okay. So Cactus said, Aziz said, sounds good, look good. Can't wait to see more of this. Bea. All right. So it seems like it sounds good and that people can hear me. I cannot see the chat while I'm going through the slides, but I'll be able to see it in a bit. And how are we gonna do this? The format that I decided, the when and the content. The format is going to be this, like YouTube live streaming. You can find the URL on my profile. If you subscribe, you're going to be able to see the new live streams, and then later we might be able to crop videos from there. It's going to be a format that ideally will be consistent on timing and day of the week. So once a week, maybe from 1 to 3 hours. It depends. And then the content, as I say, is really flexible. I'm not sold on anything particular, but if I start a series of tutorials, there might be segments or the full hours during the times that I'm doing those tutorials that will spend most of the time in those things. And I, of course, will take suggestions. So if you have any ideas of things you want to see, things that you think that I can be interested in or I could learn and I could try to do live, that's something that also I could, I'm open to suggestions. So ideas for today. Mainly, as I said, is going to be about introducing the series and just testing the setup and knowing that this works and get it going. And, that's what I just said. And then showing maybe podcast editing with Descript, a few things that I'm doing for optimizing the workflow on podcast editing that I'm doing. I've been editing the podcast since I started. I haven't yet delegated anything. YouTube video chapter exporter. So this is one of those automation tools that I did a while ago, and I can maybe share. We can update it a bit. I would like to try to add YouTube chapters to 3 videos just to show you how to do that or how that can be done. It's pretty easy. Also, another thing I want to record is my sketch editing workflow. So I'll talk more about that later. And another thing I wanted to do is automating local backups with cron jobs. That's another thing that I could start doing today. These are just random ideas I put together there, but as we move week by week, we'll try to clarify or structure in advance a bit what you can expect to see in a given live stream. And many things might be also uploaded as separate YouTube videos. All right, so let's just see a brief look of the projects that I've been working on in the past and I'm working on now. So sketching and writing, as I said, storytelling. So this is something that I do daily. I try to do one of these every single day from reality. So as you could see at the beginning of this, the camera was sitting on my desk and I'm looking at it while I'm sketching. So it's not something that I sketch from a photography. This is sketch.Nono.MA. That's the name of the project. Each sketch is unique. It's on its own place and has a given time when I did it. I try to put timestamp on them and I scan them from my sketchbook. So I have here one of these sketchbooks. I bring them in these like Amazon packages. And, it's just a set of sketches. I don't know if you can see anything, but basically every day, each day I'll do one of this or many, and it's just like a process I try to do to keep my hand going and improve at doing different things. Let me see if you can see anything. Maybe bigger here, but yeah, I don't know. You get the idea. So sketches that I do with these tools here. So a few pens and watercolors and brushes. Today we're not going to talk about anything like this, but someday I might talk about the sketch editing workflow or the tools I use or the things I do in this project. These get then edited in Photoshop and uploaded together with a text or story. So let's see. we're doing. All right. So, if, let me just go here, the slideshow. All right. So if you see, these stories, I don't know, I've gone for a year and a half or something, and this is a project that I keep doing, and I think I've gone through 65 weeks or something like that already. So there's a bunch of them online already. And podcasting. So podcasting is something that I really enjoy, and that's why I have this microphone here, and why I interview people and learn from other people. The podcast is called Getting Simple, and this is the new cover, and you can find it on gettingsimple.com or also on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube. There's many other places like Overcast and Google Podcasts and stuff, but and you can go there. Maybe there are 36 episodes so far. And the one thing I want from you is, on this series we'll also might cover questions that you do or other people do, and you can go to, this is an interface that is called speakpipe.com. So if you go to gettingsimple.com/ask, you can send by pressing record, you can send a voice question. So you can record up to, I don't know, maybe 90 seconds or 5 minutes or something of audio, and you can send a question. We'll see that later as well. So thanks, Aziz. We'll catch up later. So I'll send you the Descript stuff later. All right. Who else do we have here? Do we have anyone online right now that we can say hi to? I see Alican said woohoo. Alican is online, and Bea was online before. All right, so these are the two disciplines that I try to craft. So interviewing and podcasting is more about storytelling and communication and public speaking in some ways, getting more comfortable talking to the camera, to the microphone. And sketching is something that I do because I like it, and also because it helps me document my days, get better at it, and also illustrate many of the podcast episodes I do and little stories that I publish. Machine learning. This is something that many people might be interested on. I think there is a lot of hype with this nowadays, and it's still not that easy. The learning curve is pretty steep, and it's not easy to get going with it. So what I'm going to try to do is to do introductory level tutorials. Some of them will be things that I know already, and other things would be things that I don't know about yet, and I'll be learning online as I do. Other things would be courses. As I mentioned before, I will be recording short tutorials that will be recorded on this live stream. So you will see me as I record, and then maybe later I'll do some post-processing to those videos. Machine learning, we've already published a demo of Pix2Pix working with Runway. This is like, Pix2Pix is a neural network, and Runway is the interface on the right. And not gonna cover that today, but there are 2 videos on that you can access through those URLs to see the full hands-on coding session. And also, if you go to the description of those videos, you can find the link to Nate's live demo. All right. Suggestive drawing, I've talked about this multiple times before. There are a few presentations on my channel as well that talk about this, but we might get into more depth into this and try to do things with Pix2Pix. Record tutorials live, I've already mentioned that, so we might record tutorials live from time to time, and so on. All right, so it seems we have a problem here with the chroma. All right, great. Okay, so I went through that, and something I mentioned before is that José Luis García del Castillo. So if you take a look, let me just close this. So José Luis García del Castillo, you can go to his channel on YouTube. I mentioned him before. He has a bunch of videos. He started doing live streams on his personal channel a while ago. And now he switched to the parametric cam channel, so that's here. So I recommend you to go to both of them, but probably this one better. Where you'll find many tutorials on programming and computational design. So I know that lately he's been recording a C# tutorial. You can see here, coding gems, and he has an entire course on computational design. So this course that he has here, that we can see the entire playlist here, was featured by McNeil on the Rhino newsletter, I think. So it covers, it's literally an open course that he released for free on YouTube, and he recorded when he was lecturing the GSD, and he's still lecturing there. There are some talks, but I gave a little lecture there, and also Mariana Popescu, Stanislas Chayu, and I know that Nate Peters also gave a lecture. I'm not sure where it is. All right. So SpeakPipe, I wanted to show as well. So if I go to Getting Simple, let me just put this here. Let me go, so Getting Simple /ask. This is a simple interface where you can, so I don't know if I can try it right now, but let's try it. Hi, Nono. So, hi, it's Nono. I wanted to ask you what your daily routine is. Right, so you will do that. You record your question. Maybe, I'm not sure up to how long you can record. Doesn't say here, but you will send a question through here. Put your name, put your email, right? So you'll put. Let me just see. And then you'll just press send. That way the note will be sent to me, and I'm just gonna try to open here the messages page. Just trying to hide the emails of the people who sent messages already, not to disclose anyone's private emails. So yeah, all right. So you see, so what you will get is something like this, and if you play it.
Hi, Nono. Thank you so much for making the podcast.
Right, and you'll get, I'll get your audio, and then we'll put that audio on the podcast, and I'll try to answer those questions. What else is here? So I also showed Getting Simple. So if you're not familiar with it, gettingsimple.com is the site where I place some of my writing and all the podcast episodes. You can browse through here, and if you go to one of the episodes, you can play it here. It's easy to fall into the trap of mindlessly repeating. So you could play it directly here, or you can go to any of these links and open either the YouTube playlist or the YouTube version of the video, the Apple Podcast, or Spotify. And we also have detailed episode notes here that refer to the things that have been mentioned on each of the episodes. Okay. Sketch.Nono.MA is the site I mentioned before that has all these stories, so you can browse through them up to the first one. Sign up here for the newsletter, but you can read them all here as well. And if you open one of these stories, so you can read it. Right, and so let's go back to what I mentioned before, some of the ideas of the things that we could do today. First of all, before we keep going, I would like to thank you for being there online, and just letting you know that I'll be open to suggestions or comments on what you want me to cover here, and just try to do this as a project together. Right, ideas for today. So we had a few things here, and we're probably not gonna cover them all, but first thing I'm gonna do is open Descript. Descript is an artificial intelligence tool to edit audio and video via editing their transcripts. and we're then later going to open the video chapter exporter and add YouTube chapters to 2 or 3 videos. So that's the first thing we can get started with. Let me just open this here. One second. Right. So I'm going to open Descript. So that's going to be the first thing I'm going to do. And so now the thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to make sure with loopback, I'm going to pipe the audio that I hear through Descript to the OBS stream, so to the live stream that you're hearing. So system audio should be good. Let's try now.
What would a trained scrivener do if gifted a printer?
Right, so I'm not sure if you can hear that at the moment. Can you, I don't know if somebody's out there, can you try to, so can you let me know?
Before the invention of printing, professional scribes...
All right, I think I see the audio going through, so that should be good. So let me just verify here.
What would a trained scrivener do if gifted a printer? Before the invention of printing, professional scribes...
All right, I think I see the audio going through, so that should be... All right, yeah, so you can hear. Okay, right, so let me see here. So I'm just gonna open, let's just go to my projects. So let me give a really quick introduction of what Descript is. Descript, let me see. All right, hello, so who's B? Where are you connecting from? Is anyone else in the chat who is connecting with us today? Okay, I see there is like a 10-second, I think there is a 10-second lag between what I say and what you hear. Okay, so Vitor Arrilaga, hello from Brussels. I'm here in Spain. How is it around there in Brussels? All right, so let's see. Where was I? Cool. It seems like we have audio, so we have audio from the mic, and we can hear Descript, as I was mentioning. So we were about to open a new tab here with Victor. I'm sad to hear that it's rainy. All right. So Descript is a tool that is mainly directed to the workflow of making podcasts or editing anything. Might be video or audio that involves speech. And as far as I know, they only do English. They don't support Spanish, at least as far as I've seen. And but what you can do with English is awesome. It's incredible. I have the subscription because it's, you know, for somebody who has a podcast today, I think it's really helpful. And I'm going to show you what I do with it and what we can do. So let's try to define our goal here. So the main purpose of what I'm going to try to do is I have videos on YouTube that have podcast episodes from past guests. So one of them is, let's choose this one first. So Carmen Chamorro, this is an episode you can hear
at
here.
the end, when I actually had to choose at the end of my
This episode already has exported
high school
closed captions that I've exported directly from Descript.
we call it in English. You know, in my case was co. It was called co in Spanish. I decided.
Well, actually, I don't really know if this one has the closed captions that I uploaded, but you know, they're closed captions, and I can upload the ones that I generated with Descript that are probably corrected compared to these ones. But what I'm going to do now is something I did before with this video. YouTube lets you add this thing to the description, so these timestamps. Any video with text, you can add these timestamps too. So I can go to this video right now, and I could just edit in the text. I could add a new timestamp, or chapters as they call it. So let's do 25 mid intro, something that doesn't make sense, but we'll remove it now. So if I now open this video, you can see if we go to the timeline.
It's easy to fall into the trap of mindlessly repeating the same routine.
That, you know, this video now plays, and I have this mid intro and Daniel Natoli chapters, and that's something that you also get if you export it with the right format. You get in Apple Podcasts or Overcast or other podcast platforms. I just didn't know before that you could do it on YouTube, and I just discovered it this morning. So I'm just going to remove this one, leave it as it was. I'm going to reopen the video. And our goal should be fairly simple. So the goal is just going to be going to the episode in Descript that I'm going to show you and export those markers. All right. Okay. So I have the episode here. So first of all, I'm going to show you what Descript does, because I think it's quite awesome. And if you don't know what Descript is, I think you're going to like this. So yeah, you can even plug a podcast episode that you've downloaded from somewhere else and give it to Descript to transcribe it. So this is set coding. I won't play this right now. And all right, so let's go here and here, live stream. Some other day I'll talk about these automations that I have to write dates and year, month, Monday. Yeah. All right, live stream. So I can directly choose a microphone here. Hi. Let's see which one we're getting. OBS mic, and start recording. So as soon as I start recording, OBS is going to transcribe that. So it's going to convert my voice to written text. Let's try this. Hi everyone, it's Nono, and today I want to welcome you to the first episode ever of my live stream series. And today I want to welcome you to the first video of my live stream series. This is just getting started, and at the moment we're testing Descript. a new tool to edit audio that uses machine learning to transcribe people's voices and detect where each word lies on a piece of digital audio. Right. So this is something that I've just done talking through this mic. This is a podcast mic, so it's not bad quality. And let's see how it sounds. Well, there is the first thing that we can do here is that we can, well, let's just test it as it is. So I can remove this silence here and we can start listening. Hi everyone, it's Nono, and today I want to welcome you to the first episode ever of my live stream series. Right, so one thing we can do here is, yeah, more or less. So this is, if I want, I can, the audio is good, so I can fix it by hand. So hi everyone is, let's see, so it says, hi everyone, it's Nono, and I can do here directly this, Nono, and today I want to welcome you to the first episode ever of my live stream series. This, when it's underlined, means that it's trying to match the audio to the text that I've edited. And if I select this, you're gonna see. Everyone, it's Nono, and today I want to welcome you to the first episode ever of my live stream series. Okay, so I have audio here. Today I want to welcome you to the first, but I could, with Descript I can remove that automatically. You see this other silence, and I could do, I could add more text here. So I could say, now we're going to try to add filler words on purpose. And then we're going to remove them from our audio automatically. What do you think? All right, so Descript automatically detects where these filler words lie on the piece of audio. So I can right click here, remove filler words, and I can say apply to all. So they get deleted automatically. Delete audio without affecting video. I don't know why that's set. All right, apply to all. All right, so that's now deleted. Now we're going to try to add filler words on purpose, and then we're going to remove them from our audio automatically. What do you think? All right, so let's do this editing here. So I'm just fixing the text. Okay, so we have our piece of audio, and now we could shuffle things around. So I could say, could split this and move it here. Moment we're testing. At the moment we're testing Descript, a new tool to transcribe people's voices and detect where each word lies on a piece of digital audio. All right, so first thing that is nice that we could do here is if we search, let's see where this tool is. Yeah, so shorten word gap. So if we say every gap that is longer than 40 milliseconds, 400 milliseconds, we can shorten to 400 milliseconds, right? So we can choose, we can set here anything longer to this, set it to that. So I can say apply to all, so it finds those gaps automatically and say apply to all, right? So my audio now is a bit tighter, so I could play it directly and hi everyone, sounds it's Nono. This is just getting started, and today I want to welcome you to the first episode ever of my live stream. At the moment we're testing live stream series. At the moment we're testing Descript, a new tool to edit audio that uses machine learning to transcribe people's voices and detect where each All right, and the last thing that you can do here with moving things around is that I can now construct a new paragraph. So I could say here at the marker, and with my voice I'm just pasting here text. If the cuts are not great, if the audio, if the words are too close, we'll have multiple we'll have like places where it doesn't sound perfect. But this is something that it just can't be cleanly edited if the audio is the words are recorded together. So let's just get this thing here. Hi everyone, it's Nono. We're testing Descript to transcribe people's voices and detect where each word lies on a piece of digital audio. What do you think? Hi everyone. Yeah, you could now go here. This is too close. We could move it. Piece of digital audio. What do you think? Piece of, right? So that is how Descript works. And the other really nice thing, if you get the premium version, is that I can make up text here. All right, so this is just a text I put there, and now we're going to send this to be overdubbed. This is how they call this feature, with my own voice. So I trained a neural network online with Descript's service to be able to read arguably as I read. And this is now on the cloud. This is generating a piece of audio that is me reading this thing. So we can actually add more things. Hello, I'm Nancy, and I enjoy the podcast. So I can put that to generate as well. I would guess that this might happen locally on my machine because it usually goes a lot faster. And now that I'm live streaming and recording video locally to my computer, it's going a lot slower. All right, so while we do that, while that's getting done, I'm gonna kind of scroll back a bit and explain what we're gonna do with the chapter markers. So right, so up on GitHub, I have this open source project that I built for myself to be able to convert what are called Adobe Audition markers from a CSV format. That's the format that Adobe Audition lets you export them into Markdown. So something like the text in the middle that then can get rendered as HTML on the right. So this means that while I was editing in Adobe Audition, that was the workflow I used to use before, I would generate these things by writing on Audition's interface, then export with my tool to Markdown, and then put them here. So these specifically, I think, are the notes for Nathan Mellenbrink's episode. So if I go to Nathan Mellenbrink's episode, and we look for what is Nuvu, for instance, you see that these are the notes that we automatically extract from that episode with the tool that I have, right? It's just a simple Node.js script that goes through the markers CSV file, then outputs the result to notes, and then just this morning I I added a few lines of code to also export the chapters for YouTube. So that's already done. We're not going to do it right now, but we're going to see how it works. So again, let's go to one of the podcast episodes and see if I already have the exported markers. So I think I should have them. And I can show you an example of how you do that if you guys want. All right, so this overdub doesn't seem to get generated. Let's try closing this thing. Can you guys still hear me properly? Is the network bad? Okay, so with let's see if this works now. Okay. Yeah, so this is supposed to be the following version of Loquendo. So I can, if this is not working because of my network connection, the first thing I can do is show you this one. So this is text that I got from one of my posts on sketch.nono.ma, and I just paste it and shows my voice to read with. So let's try to hear it.
The windy road to Karakonisi. Michaela was holding the wheel. Aziz was her co-pilot. They drove her car to Zakynthos all the way from Athens. The Mediterranean Sea was in front of us as we descended a windy road among bushes. We'd rented an Airbnb to stay in Drosia, the top floor of a two-story house of the nicest Greek family. I still remember the joy I got when Aziz and Michaela showed up. I hadn't seen them since our last trip to the snowy mountains of New England, where we went snowboarding and skiing with our squad, this time far from Cambridge. We wore swimsuits and sunglasses. I left my rental car at the Airbnb and joined them in Michaela's car. As we approached the sea through a bumpy and windy road, I started getting dizzy while trying to capture this scene. We finally arrived at Karakonisi's rocky beach and set camp in front of the immense natural arch, which I recall climbing up to a little wooden hut with Captain Gabor and Georgos later that day. Our only concern was to sunbathe, swim, climb, and chat. Who wouldn't go back there?
Hey, John Mark. Nice to see you here. From France, well, in Czech Republic. That's generated on the cloud. Impressive. Yeah, that's generated on the cloud, Vitor. So this is audio that I trained by reading with this microphone 20 minutes. So they say that if you're in a like a room full of, prepared or insulated for recording, so it's completely isolated from the outside and good microphones. If you read for like 90 minutes, I think, you get a really, really, really good voice. And that's what I was expecting to get here. So yeah, so it got generated finally. So we waited and we're going to see. What do you think?
I think this is working pretty well. But your network connection is slow when using Descript and live streaming at the same time.
Hello, I'm Nancy and I enjoy the Getting Simple podcast.
Hi, everyone. All right, so we're just going to play with this a bit more. This is all generated. I don't know if it's on the cloud or locally on my machine with machine learning models, but it works. right. So I'm gonna switch this to Malcolm. So let's try to see if that actually works. Okay, it seems like we got connection.
Hello, I'm Nancy and I enjoy the Getting Simple podcast.
I want to say hi to everyone who's watching, including Bitter Arilaga, Jean Mark, Aziz, Alican, B, and B.
Yeah, I don't know. I probably doesn't pronounce your names right, but it's really nice as an editorial tool, because if you have recordings and you have places where a woman has to talk or a man has to talk, you can put placeholders, and that way you can later, you can listen to the entire piece, make changes to the script, see if it makes sense or not, and then go and record when you think that the script is right. So yeah, it's an editorial tool. It's awesome. I would be able to export this or part of this piece if I just I just click here and click publish, and then make an audiogram. So you can make an audiogram here with a few different configurations. Yep, and you can go to this link and the thing will be ready in a few seconds, I think. So I'll put the link there in case you want to replay it later or show it to someone. I'll play it here if that works. Right, let's start closing stuff. I might have to provide permissions for that link to be opened. Yeah, thanks, John Mark and Alican. I'm glad you liked it. All right, please wait for your audiogram to finish generating. Yeah, so it's still generating. Okay, let's go back to where we were. So I've shown a brief introduction on Descript. Let me put my mouse to charge. Okay, so it seems it also finished generating. So let's just try to see if I need to make that public. Stream. Yeah, no, it seems like everyone can open it now with that link that I posted there, and we can. What do you think?
I think this is working pretty well, but your network connection is slow when using Descript and live streaming at the same time.
Hello, I'm Nancy and I enjoy the Getting Simple podcast.
I want to say hi to everyone who's watching, including Bitter Arilaga, Jean Mark, Aziz, Alican, B, and B.
Yeah, Alican pronounces your name pretty well. All right, who else do we have here online? So I'm going to do what we said that we were going to do. So we're going to go to my projects, go to Carmen Chamarro's episode. This episode, I've edited the entire thing, and oh, nice. So they just changed the way that audio clips are included into interviews. So here the markers or chapters, as Google called them, are these things here. So these fields in between the paragraphs that that you add by clicking here and add marker. If I don't recall wrong, I have here the marker. So this is the CSV marker file that I was mentioning before, and I can, well, we can preview this probably just with Visual Studio Code. All right. So failed. Right, yeah, so this is it. So there's not a lot more to it. They used to have descriptions when I was editing podcasts on Adobe Audition, but so far this is what you can expect to see on one of the files that I export right now. So we can open this with the tool that I mentioned before that I have coded, which is called Markers to Markdown. And if I open the data folder, well, this was a CSV from the interview with Nathan Mellenbrink, and this is the one with Carmen. As you can see, there are many things here. I don't really know why these books, talks, and podcasts. I don't really know why that happened there. We can actually fix that. Huh. Let's look for how to do that, because I know how to add a comma into a description. Gene Mark. Yeah, the creators of Descript say that sometimes you have to write the things wrong. Jean, I don't really know how to pronounce your name. Jean-Marc. So you do. Let's see. Let me actually just get something. Right, I'm just trying to get rid of this. Okay, I'm back. Thanks for waiting. So you can see here, so the thing, what I was trying to do here, if I remember where I was, yeah, how to add a comma to CSV files. And I don't know if anyone watching knows about it, but how to change commas Well, we just leave it as it is. I'm not sure if that is going to work or not. But well, let's try it first before we assume that it's not going to work. All right, recap with Excel. Okay, so I think that's not going to be a problem. So what we're trying to do here is just use the tool that I have. We're not going to do any coding or anything. So we have the notes that are here, and we're going to use the exporter. So if I open data, I go here, I see that this is Nathan Mellenbrink's episode, and I have another CSV here. So I just replace that text, and I see that the export should be in the bin, and that's here. So this is from a previous episode. So we're going to go to the terminal and run Descript. Right, I think, all right, yeah, that worked. For some reason, it's just probably the preview on Mac that is failing and not the actual code. All right, so what we have here is this list of markers for chapters. You can fix that one. And I just need to copy and paste this on the video. So we just go there, and we come here, we paste it, save, and that should be it. So that should be it for this episode. You see, now we can get these chapters here. So if you don't want to listen to the long form full interview, that's 1 hour, you can look here on this list and say, okay, I want to listen, let's just put the audio to delivery practice or distraction. So let's try that.
I decided to choose something that was a mix of everything for me, or at least that's what I thought it was. And I chose architecture.
So one of the things that I guess also determines a lot how we live our lives and what we decide to take on learning or working or things like that is your definition of success. How would you define success?
Success for me is being authentic, being yourself. You can be successful by being
All right, you get it.
You've talked about effort.
All right, you get it. So let's just quickly do that for a couple more episodes. So I can go to quantity and quality. Do I have that? No, I don't have it. Why don't I have that? Maybe there are no markers there, but there are markers in this one. So we're just going to open this one, go to the markers file, close that, and just rerun the script. So this is with Node.js, this Node is npm. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with code. All right, so we open that. Now we have our chapters here. Are you guys familiar with code? Do you know how to code at all? A bit, nothing? Oh, Atomic Habits is not here. Right, let's go back. I'm gonna stop here just for a second. I want to ask you if you have any questions for me, if there's anything that you want to ask, or if there's anything. Wow, I went really red. or if there is anything that you want me to take a look at today, or try, or talk about. All right, let me just look at the slides that I had before, and ideas for today. So we've looked at the introduction, we looked at the podcast editing with Descript, we've looked at YouTube video chapter exporter, and we've added not to 3 but to 1, so it doesn't matter. So we've seen it works. Sketch editing workflow, I'm not going to show that today, but I would like to say it on the chat if you're interested. Put a comment, or maybe a comment on the chat, message on the chat if you're interested on looking at sketch editing workflow. And I'm just going to look at how to automate local backups with cron jobs. That's something I wanted to do today. Okay, Vitor Arrillaga says, I have no experience with coding, but just interested in what you were going to share. I like the themes and the way you present things. All right. What things that I was going to share are you interested about? If I can hear a bit more about them. Right, let's take a look also quickly at the automating local backups with cron jobs. Give me 1 second. All right, so I have notes in IR Writer, so that's, if you can, let me just all right, so I have I use IR Writer, so as you can see here, so these are my notes that I have here. So I have folders also for podcast notes, things like that, and this is in iCloud. But sometimes these cloud backup systems get a bit crazy, and the thing that I wanted to do is, so let's just put a title slide here. So I want to get into practice that every time I do a video or something that is a fragment here, I record it as a separate tutorial. How to automate local backups in macOS cron jobs. All right, let's start. Okay, so what I'm gonna do right now is, hey, it's Nono, and what we're gonna do right now is automate the local backup of certain files that you have on your macOS system using cron jobs. All right, let's get started. So I have a set of files here that if I go, if you open the terminal Mac and do cd, so that means change directory. So if I go, for instance, to my desktop and I do ls, I see there are a few things on the desktop. If I go to the folder of iWriter that I use to edit my notes, text notes, for example, daily review, I can go here and say ls, and I get a list of all the names of the files that are in that folder. What I want to do is zip those files and save them somewhere. So right now I'm just going to make a folder in Dropbox. So for instance, if I list Dropbox inbox, that's a folder I have, right? I have contents there, so I'm going to make a directory there that is going to be called backups, right? So now if I list that directory, I'll see that backups exist. I'm still on this page where all the, let me just put myself to the right. Whoop. And you can see, what you can see here are a set of files in that folder. So just this morning, I put together this post in order to zip files the right way, right? So with this command, what it does is that this command here, so base name pwd, gives you the name of the current folder you're in. So you see it returns document. If I say base name, I'm not sure if this is going to work, but maybe it does. pwd, still the same. Yeah, still the same, so we don't get the name of the parent directory. If you see this thing here, what we're doing is zipping a file. There are options here that I'm not going to explain at the moment. It's just like this sets up the way that this is going to be zipped, and then using the asterisks means zip everything that is on the directory. And actually, well, we'll just go through them. So Q means silent, so it doesn't show the output on the terminal. R means recursive, so not only folders but subfolders and their files. And then 9 is a good compression rate, slower but better compression rate. So if I go here and do let's say I do zip, I use zip, let's not use silent, so R9, I use what we have here, so I do this, base name pw.zip. Boom. And actually we're going to change the directory to be the desktop. So we should see the file above my head. All right, so let's see this command. So let's just draw it too big. So if I run this command, all right, because I don't, you see, I have these documents zip file here. Thanks, John Mark. He said a bit of Python and design script. Nice. Python and design script are good, so you know some Dynamo. I like your drawing app and wanted to use it myself when you first showed it. Yeah, I mean, I actually didn't do the homework to make that openly accessible. I've been meaning to do that for a long time. And go for the sketch editing workflow. Okay, I can comment a bit on that as well, even though we're running out of time. So I have this zip file here, and you know, I could add a date. So let's just try to, let me just see, add a date. Okay, so let me just open my other machine. Well, no, let's just go here. So crontab E macOS. Or actually, I can go into one of my online servers and retrieve the crontab file. All right, so we've seen, you know, if I remove this and we do this again, so we have a zip file here that if I unpack, I get all these documents there. We can change the name of that file, so document zip, for instance, and then that also shows up here. And as I said before, if I do Q, nothing shows up, so only the file goes there. So let's just do once more. The file shows there, but I don't see any output in terminal. So if we go, that works. So we could say, you know, if we open the Dropbox inbox backups folder that I've created, we see it's empty. And what we're going to do is that we're going to direct our file there. So we're going to make our backup in this folder with this command, and if I click, we get it here. What happens is that if I do that automatically, if I automate this workflow, we'll be overwriting the same file over and over again, right? So what we want to do is have a timestamp. So have a timestamp with the time that has been generated. I'm going to go ahead actually and get that from my other laptop for a second. So let me just click here. All right. Oh, I'm here. I'm back. So let's see what's going on with the webcam. Cool. All right, we're back here. So I've copied from my other Mac this Descript, well, one cool thing that I have here, if you like Markdown, I don't know if you know what it is, but if you like Markdown, I really like this tool for the command line. So I can go here and say glow Chrome, and then it renders that Markdown file on the terminal directly. This code here is code that creates a folder every minute with a timestamp on the desktop. So I've talked about zipping the files that I have on my IR writer. So my IR writer iCloud folder into a zip file automatically, right? And then I'm talking about cron jobs. So this cron job, all it does is that it runs this command to create a folder. And this is a timestamp. So if I keep running this, let's say I do this, so you see we're making it's like a clock or something, like a watch. You see, I'm running it continuously and the time updates. So let me just make that bigger. We have like a really big terminal watch, and we got the time there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna first try this out. So we're gonna automate creating a folder every second, or no, every minute actually. I don't think you can do every second. Cron every second. Can you? Oh yeah, you can. 30 maybe. Oh yeah, you can. So every minute, right? Okay, so yeah, I'm not sure. Let's just try it out. So again, glow cron, we get this. So to open the cron jobs, we do crontab E, and this is Mac. Yeah, quite a bit of homework. All right, so I'm gonna just close this, and I'm gonna assume that this is gonna work, but this always fails in some way. Okay, allow. All right, no crontab for Nono, using an empty one, installing new crontab. So I just, let's say I installed this this crontab, and that doesn't work. Of course, something fails all the time. All right, let's try again. So we'll have to wait until the timer goes 1 minute up. Let's just stop syncing Dropbox. Yeah, and Vitor says here, let me just make a screenshot here. So I especially like Life Meets Technology themes, like the Scriba text or your sketches. I also enjoy seeing the workflows of other people to learn. Are you still locked at home? No, we're not locked at home anymore. We can go out. We can do. We can basically be with up to. Well, right now there's a limit, I think, for 8 people maximum, or 10 when you're eating at a restaurant. But restaurants are open, places are open. You just have to wear your masks all the time. All right, let's keep going. Great. So as you can see here, it's 9, and a new folder was created automatically. So this means that, I'm not explaining everything because we don't have time today, but maybe this is something that I touch in other videos. Cron jobs, you just add them here. There is something called the cron schedule. So these asterisks here mark the cron schedule. This says every minute. I don't know if it's like every minute, every hour, every day of the week, every month, or something like that. But you can make a cron job, and this is something like people schedule backups or automated tasks or things like that. So this is running every minute. So here we have this that is working every minute, and at 9:00 and 9:01 it saved the folder. So we're doing that, and we could say, okay, now let's make our backup command happen every single minute. That's what I want to try to do. And of course, we'll set that up to be maybe once a day or once every couple of days. I don't know. You don't need to copy to back up everything every single day. All right, so I'm gonna go back and look at, well, I don't think I have that here. So if I go to the other window, I had that here. So this is our backup command. And what I try to do is to merge these two commands. So I want to be able to use the date on the name of our backup file, and then later add a cron job to not create a folder, but to create a zip file and backing up our data. So let's say first we're going to put this in here and see what happens. Yep, nice. Okay, first try, first, it works. Yeah, so now these are not documents. These are actually IR writer files, but I'm just going to put it here. So documents IR writer, right? And this is working. So let's make a new file on IR writer to make sure that we're backing up properly. So it's gonna be a live stream 01 test file. It's a long name. So here's a test file. We're going test. Here's a test file we're going to be versioning, and this has marked down here. One thing that I might share another day is my workflows for printing text documents. I have this really nice template here that exports things to be printed as booklets already in A5 format, and I'll probably go through that in another live stream. So we can, let me just see if I have a story, something to show here. Well, I don't have it right now, but yeah, we have this this file here. So it says here's a test file we're going to be versioning, and we're going to put here a timestamp on when we last edited. We're going to save that, and we're going to back this up. Now, this file keeps getting created. We can remove these other ones. We have the cron sample that we're not going to need anymore because we have that, and we're going to leave it inside of the cron tab. I'm going to comment that out, and now I'm going to say here make a, or just let's use like the backup air writer documents, right? So what we have to do is go to the air writer folder, and actually before I do this, I'm going to make an actual backup so we make sure that we don't delete everything. All right, we have a backup, and this is being done manually. Hello, can you still see me? I mean, you lost Nono, but I'm here. I'm back here. Hey, can you confirm I'm here? All right, so all right, let's see. So now CD, so we're going to the folder of those documents, and now we have to run inside of that folder. We run the zip command, and that fits here. It's a bit big, but we're going to the folder of the documents. We're zipping that with the name, including the timestamp and the name of the folder, and then iWriter. So we haven't defined a cron schedule, so we're gonna do that, saying that's all every minute, and we're gonna say okay. All right, so we're set. Now we just have to wait. Now we have this folder here that I've created. Whoa, and we got our first backup. So these got done. It took 1 second to zip, it seems, or to run. I'm not sure. And we'll delete this just to make sure that no folders are getting backed up. And if you want to get this backed up to the cloud, because it's being copied on my computer into Dropbox, The only thing I need to do is make Dropbox to start syncing, right? But I'm not going to do that right now because it will slow down the live stream. Hi, John Mark. Yeah, I'm located here in Spain. So I'm based in the south of Spain. I'm live streaming from Malaga. Murphy's Law. And all right, so we are seeing that new files or backups are showing in there. So we had this text here, and now I'm going to, let's just get some other article or something from the internet. Right, so let's just copy and paste something. All right, let's say that I copy this thing here now, and I go back, also copy this thing. All right, so let's say, you don't know how this works, but we have this document here that I'm previewing as Markdown. Oh, time ticks. And now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to mistakenly say, like, I select everything and I do that. And again, the reason for me to do this backup is because iCloud works in a bit of a weird way, and when you edit the same document in multiple computers, you might get a file disappears if you click the wrong button, whereas in Dropbox you can rewind the file and see the previous version. Okay, so once we go to minute 909, we'll check something up. So let's just unzip these ones while we're at it, and we just got the latest one. So we have these 3 folders with all these files. The only file that we care about is this one. So this has like the initial version. So we have, here's a test file we're going to be versioning, so we can delete that. Then later we have this one that has the entire text, and then the latest has our copy when we deleted everything, so we can go back to our backup and restore that file. So we'll still keep the manual one because I know I haven't broken anything. And then I'm just gonna look for crontab schedule daily. I don't really remember. Well, actually, I have that. So we're going. Oh, I don't have that. And this, here we see minute, hour, day, every day, right? So the schedule here would be every day at 8:00. So we can manually say, okay, at 9, so 29. Minute 11 or minute let's say minute 11. Let's see if we got that kind of time, or if it's going to. All right, so it's 21:10, and we're going to get that file here hopefully at 29:11. Yeah, 29:11. And the only thing we have to do now is that we have to wait until 29:12, 29:13 and see if that gets backed up or not. And the only thing I don't know is, like, if you're not working on your machine and it's not switched on, I don't know if the cron job just doesn't work and you will have to have it running all the time. So maybe the good thing is that you have a cron job every couple hours that checks whether your file has been backed up, and if it hasn't been backed up, you can back it up then. So I'm just going to put it at 15 so we see that change. And for now I'm just going to leave it like that. Yeah, and another thing that I will talk about a different day is that I use Typinator a lot. So for instance, I have the path to IA writer here, and I can make a new command to back up IA writer. So I can just copy this command and put it here. And now on demand, so if I put this folder here, every time I want to make a new backup, I can say via, and I'll be making backup from anywhere. Right? So I can, let's say I can remove these ones. Close terminal, and I open a new one. I do via, and then that backs up with the current timestamp. Okay, we're waiting for 15. So the time 15 is when the last backup is going to be done. So we can wait here. All right, so now we're coming close to the end. So this has been the first live stream that I've done. We've covered a bunch of things, but not clear yet what is going to be going on here in the long term. So we'll try to see. Before I go, I'll ask you, that this live stream. Let's see. So thanks for being there. So for watching the first video of the live stream. Yeah, thanks for watching the first video of the live stream. And I will just remind you that you can follow on YouTube, and that's a place where you'll find future live streams and where you can watch other videos that I posted. Some content will also be on the podcast, so you can kind of, they'll be interchanging in some way. And I'll let you know again that if you enjoyed this first part, you can go and like the video. That helps reach more people in the future, and for other people to discover the channel and the live stream. And subscribe. If you hit subscribe and click on the bell, you'll get notifications when future live streams are scheduled or when new videos are uploaded. Again, this was a testing session, so I'm just going to browse through some of the things, just to repeat myself a bit. This is going to be about whatever you want it to be, and things that I'm going to be looking at. I want for you to tell me what you will be interested in. So please, now that I'm going to wrap up the live stream, you can type on the chat as well, but I will encourage you to write what you thought of this video on the comments, and also let me know there. So I have a place where those are captured. Just comment on what you liked today and what things you would like for me to look at in the future. I'll definitely be looking at machine learning and design and code, workflow automation, and we'll be looking at more things that have to do with sketching, storytelling, writing, podcasting, and habits for your daily routine. Again, if you missed the beginning, I'm trying to find time on Thursday nights here in Spain to connect with you and get to know you, to create tutorials and make videos, automate my own workflows and try to help automate yours, and learn. So learning is something that I continuously do, and I'm gonna do some of those learning parts in front of you. This is where you can give me suggestions. So whatever you want me to look at, I'll, it might influence or what I do, and I'll get feedback from you, what you think was useful, what wasn't useful, and the things that we could take a look together in the future. Repeating myself, I'll accept your suggestions. The format for now is going to be from 1 to 2 or 3 hours on Thursday nights here in Spain. So that's 6 or 6:30 or 7 p.m. That will be around 12 or 1 p.m. in the East Coast in the US, and 3 hours less in the West Coast. So that's probably going to be like starting around 10 or so. So ideas for today, again, we covered introduction, what we're going to do. We looked at some podcast editing with Descript. We looked at the YouTube video chapter exported that you can find at my GitHub account. It's an open source project. Added the chapters to one video. We didn't look at the sketch editing workflow, but we did look at how to automate local backups with cron jobs, and I've done that on my machine already. You can see some of these projects on Sketch Nono.MA again, and I'll pass these through, and I'll encourage you to go to the website of the podcast and give it a listen. And please, I'll ask you to send me some questions. What questions do you want to ask me that I can reply or answer to on the podcast? You just have to type gettingsimple.com/ask and click the appropriate button. You will click there, your phone or your computer starts recording. You don't really need to have like a super microphone, and you just send me a question or a couple questions. It can be about your daily routine or my daily routine or habits or what I think about anything or like for me to answer. And then machine learning, as we've seen, there are some videos that I would encourage you to look at already on the channel. Things that have to do with runway, with pix-to-pix, with TensorFlow and other operations. And I'll be sharing more stuff. And we'll record tutorials live together. So thanks so much for watching this today, and I'll see you next time. Hello! We have García del Castillo here. Dr. José Luis García del Castillo. I don't know if you saw it before, but we actually took a look, and I can see that the green screen is not showing me up properly when the background is red. We looked at your channel before and at a picture, so I don't really know if you saw this picture, but yeah, you can scroll back and rewind and see what we commented. So once again, I'll encourage you to follow José Luis's tutorials. García del Castillo, he'll probably be happier if you do that at Parametric Camp. This is the channel where he's posting most of his new tutorials. I really encourage you to watch them. I watched actually some of his C# little videos, and it's pretty nice. And yeah, he's laughing, and yeah, I think you should follow him. For me, I can connect with you anywhere. So I have this page here. I think it's Nono.MA. Oh, connect. I don't really know where my pages are. And if you just go to Nono.MA/follow, here are all the places where you can connect with me and chat. So once again, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Oh, Carmen Chamorro, no worries, there will be more. I'm really glad to see your face here. And Carmen Chamorro also commented before about you. She's been one of the latest guests on the podcast. I have to say I'm super happy as well of the interview that I had with her. It was really inspirational. There are a bunch of different topics here today. So here in the podcast that we saw today, because we added, we added the
Being connected with
timestamps
who
to
you
the
are,
YouTube
it's
video.
really,
So in this
really
tutorial
tough.
today, we actually saw how to do that.
You
how
need
to
to
export
open a
from a
box
CSV
that can
automatically,
show
and
you
how to
things that
put
you don't like
timestamps
to see.
here.
It's
So
important to
your
know
YouTube
that before you
timeline,
start this
displays
journey.
them.
It's important to
This,
know
what
that
I'm
you're
really
going to
happy
suffer,
about, let me see
but
if I can
when you
loop the
suffer,
audio
you
to
learn
you,
more. And
and I
that's the
not,
way it is.
You've talked about effort before, and I wanted to know if you have any activities or any things or any skills that you try to hone and
Right.
you do deliberate
1 second.
practice.
I think I'm
Let's
doing
see
that the whole
over
time.
here.
I'm kind of obsessed
Back in the
with
Renaissance.
efficiency. The fact that I like to do too many things means that I need all my time. I tend to...
Oh, okay, that was my mistake. All right.
Maybe to...
All right, so what I wanted to show, I just realized I'm not sharing the proper screen at the moment. So yeah, I wanted to share this one. So this is system sound. Yeah. So the thanks for that, Jose. So what I was trying to show is that this is the new layout that I've coded for the Getting Simple podcast, and this is a really inspirational chat that I had with Carmen Chamorro. What I was showing is that we have now this new player here that
Back in the Renaissance, having skill in many different areas was seen as a good thing.
So you can either play here with
don't require a lot of thinking. It's just like mechanics, snap your finger. Let's read
that when I'm having fun.
Right, so that's the audio of the podcast, but you can also listen in Apple Podcasts or Spotify. And if you go to YouTube, and this is what I think I wasn't really sharing screen before, that I think Jose Luis would also appreciate, is that we showed how to, and you probably know about this. You're a YouTube expert. So this is something we did today. We exported with an open source exporter that I have on GitHub. So we exported the CSV that you get from Adobe Audition into Markdown that gets both displayed here, and then we also edited that. Let me see if I have it here. So we edited this code base to be able to also export chapters for YouTube, and that exports the text in this format that then allows us to browse an episode by markers here on YouTube as well. Supposedly, you can get them, you can watch them here as well, and if you click on a specific timestamp, you can play that part.
What are some of the things that usually...
All right, and now that he's here, well, hi Chandra, how's it going? Nice to see you around. So now that he's here, I'll just show you this guy. So I talked about him before and about Daniel Schiffman. And you can go at gettingsimple.com/Jose. You can listen to his episode if you haven't done so yet. We recorded this before February 2018. I think another episode is already overdue, so we should record probably now in COVID times. It has to be remotely, which is really sad because you guys know I like to do this in person a lot more, and because Carmen is here in the south of Spain, I could just drive for an hour and meet with her and do it in person. And you have a bunch of notes here, and again, you can find here the links to Parametric Camp and his computational design course. All right, I think we're gonna wrap it up now. What are your news? Thank you. Yeah, okay, so I think that's it. I don't know if you guys have any more comments, but I'm happy to have kickstarted this adventure. So I'll repeat just one thing. We're gonna try to meet every Thursday. I'll be just scheduling the live stream. I'm still not sure if I can do this weekly commitment, but the idea is to reserve this span of 1, 2, or 3 hours every Thursday just to do the things that I want to do outside of work that I'm not finding to do. And if I have to record any courses, any videos, any tutorials, I'll do it, but in front of you, with your feedback, with your comments, and with you. All right. Thanks so much. See you next time.